Look at him. Just dickered. Just dickered, boys. Son of a bitch.
Yo, yo. Class A and macro. Not connected, not elected to participate. Bouncing down the stems will make your head hurt. Enjoy the
Hey everybody, welcome back to Take a Ride. This is episode 255. Welcome. If this is your first time, welcome to the show. If it's not, thank you for coming back. This is a fun thing. I get to talk to really cool people about some cool shit. So if you know that, you know that. If not, if this is your first time, yeah, for real, thank you. Thank you for tuning in. Every episode begins with some sponsors, and these sponsors help me get the show out to you guys, which it costs me some money to host these and all that other shit. So these people are really important in getting this out to you. So if you can show them love and support and buy their stuff and like their page and follow them on Instagram, those are real simple things you can do to show love. So let me bang these out. First one is Heartbeat Hot Sauce. Heartbeat Hot Sauce. It's a hot sauce company from Thunder Bay. They've seen success on, everywhere. They're a successful company. My friend Al runs it with his partner Nancy. And yeah, they're from Thunder Bay. They make really good hot sauce. They cook it with a few simple high quality ingredients. There's no water added. They're thickening agents or chemical preservatives of any kind. It makes the sauce as natural as it gets. They were on season 6 of Hot Ones. If you know what that show is, it's a great interview show that they were, I think, the second in line or third in line with the red habanero. It's a fucking good hot sauce. Simple. If you want to support them, go to heartbeathotsauce.com and you can look and see where the store locators are, where the stores that hold their hot sauce are located all across Canada, in the States, I think even Europe, maybe I'm wrong with that, but... Or if not, you can order online. You can use the promo code TAKERWIDE5 and save 5% off your cart. This helps when you're going in on a big order with friends. If not, just buy it locally. Sell out, make sure the stores sell out of it so Al can keep sending them more hot sauce. It's really good. It's fucking so good. I wish you could sample it. If you haven't, please do. Heartbeat Hot Sauce. You can find it everywhere. Next, we have DFA Tattoos. It's a tattoo shop in Montreal. They're at 328 St. Catherine Est. And what's up, buddy?
Can I come in?
Sure. Go.
Hello?
Say, go to DFA Tattoos.
Go to DFA Tattoos.
328 St. Catherine Est.
328 S.
In Montreal.
In Montreal.
If you want sick tattoos.
I want sick tattoos.
Cool. Say dfatattoos.com.
DFA.com.
No, DFA
DFA.
Tattoos.
Farm.
Okay, say Kevin Rigo
Can we go?
is a car salesman.
And can I carry on?
Can I do the rest?
I just don't want to do it.
Okay. Well, I'm just going to read it off here. So if you're looking for a car salesman in Kitchener, Waterloo area, go to 3121 King Street East. And my friend Kevin's there. He's at Hefner Toyota. Kevin's a great guy. He's an old friend. He supports the show. He supports the DIY ethic. And I feel we are aging and we are becoming responsible adults. Some of
I
us...
wish I went to Jacob's house to see Bumblebee. That doesn't transform.
Bumblebee's pretty sick, eh?
Yeah, I love him.
I love him too.
I like Bumblebee and you love Optimus Prime.
I do.
Who do you like better?
I got to do these ads, buddy. Hold up, okay?
But who do you like more?
I like Optimus Prime more.
I like Bumblebee.
Okay, cool. We can play with those guys later, okay?
Okay.
So we're at the point in our lives where we are purchasing vehicles, and if you need a car salesman, go find Rigo, 3121 King Street East in Kitchener. We also have Ironclad Graphics as a sponsor. They're a screen printing company in Kingston. They do shirts, patches, they do embroidered patches, stickers, tote bags, everything. Ironcladgraphics.com, and you can find everything that they print there. Ship coast to coast, competitive pricing. Just look them up, ironcladgraphics.com. Next, we have Dapper Beard Oil. If you have a beard or know someone who has a beard and they want to try this stuff, it's really good. It's really cool, too. It's a small independent company. My friend Andrew runs it out of Ottawa. And it's a beard oil company they use 100% natural ingredients. It's all ethically sourced. It helps hydrate and repair your beard. It's antibacterial. It reduces beard dandruff. It's fantastic stuff. I've used it. And it's also just cool that a guy decided to try something outside of the box and start his own company. And I love that thing.
The neighbor just got it for you.
I know, it's super rad. So yeah, if you need a beard oil, you can use Takerwide free ship for free shipping on your beard oil. Next couple of ones here. Wellington Brewery, they provide the beers. They're Canada's oldest independently owned microbrewery. They craft award-winning beers in small batches using the freshest, all-natural ingredients. They pride themselves in being an active member of the community. They take part in countless events, and they support some charitable causes. They did the Guelph Wellington Women in Crisis, not collaboration, but 25 cents of each can of Queen of Craft Grisette got donated to that, which is super dope. Don't hurt yourself with that, okay?
I won't.
Okay.
That's not for me.
Okay, last ad, okay?
Yeah.
Say, if you need photos,
I will need photos.
hit up
Hit up
Dave Levitt Photography.
the letter photography.
You remember Dave, right?
Yeah.
What do you think of Dave?
He's good.
He's cool, eh? I think he's cool, too. Yeah, if you're in Cambridge, Hamilton, 519 area, and you need a photographer, find Dave. Old friend of mine. He's been the first sponsor, and he continues to be a sponsor, so all love to him. Okay, so for this episode, I'm speaking to Jason Garden. Jason is an author. He was a drummer. If you go back to episode 159, he was on, and we talked about his book called You're Not Dead. Is it called You're Not Dead or You're Not Dead Yet? I can't remember. But basically, he suffered from viral... I'm going to say it wrong. It's a really long word here. I wrote it down. Viral meningoencephalitis. It's an intense story. He basically died, was brought back. If you want to go back and listen to the episode, that's going to be way more thorough. But he's still writing. He's got some new stuff coming up. He hit me up, and we're going to talk. I hope he's doing well, and we're going to find out. So this is 255 with Jason.
Hey, buddy, what's up?
Not much. You can hear me?
I can hear you fine. Can you hear me?
Awesome. I can hear you, and I can see you. This is nice. Last time, I think we didn't do it face-to-face.
No, last time we didn't. We had it on Skype, but I don't think we had the cameras working at the time.
Yeah, this is a lot better. It's just way more... Well, aside from the delays that will inevitably happen because it's over Wi-Fi.
Yeah, not to mention here, I can't play with this ball and bell, and my wife's stepping around and picking it up, and everything's clean now. It's all good.
It's good to see you, buddy. How you been?
Good, buddy. How you been?
Yeah, I've been good, man. I've been busy trying to sleep well and trying not to eat too much sugary foods, which is hard.
Yeah, remind me later. I'll send you a link to something that's kind of interesting as far as sugary foods is concerned.
Okay, awesome. Because I'm always telling Viv, like, sugar's terrible, but I have no... That's all as far as I get. She's like, what do you mean? I'm like, I don't know.
One interesting fact that I love to share with people, they gave... So you have lab rats, and they had a collection of lab rats that they gave normal food to, and they had a collection that they gave cocaine to, and they had a collection they gave sugar to. The sugar and the cocaine rats reacted the same way.
Wow, I think I've heard something similar to that where it's super addictive. And you know what I realized too is even today, because I've been kind of eating a lot of sugar, and I was like, hey, I need some water. I'm going to drink water. I put the water down, but there was juice on the table, and I could, like, something in my brain was like, ooh, take the juice. Like, it was like, I guess, and it's an addiction. I was like, fuck. Yeah. I recognized it right in that moment. Scary, dude. Get that.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, man, shit. So, like, I did an intro to this show already, and we obviously went through your book and your whole adventure. I shouldn't really even call it an adventure, but just the whole...
There's nothing else to call it.
Yeah, the backstory of it all. So I don't really want to harp on it too much. And even I was listening to some podcast that you were on. And so, but if people listening, you really need to go back and listen to that, because it's the story of Jason. If you could sum it up quickly. But I did in the intro where I'm like, he got really fucking sick, like basically died, and then came back. Now, is that accurate enough, I guess?
Joel, let's make it even more biblical and say that I died. I was put into a tomb. 3 days later, I came out.
But
No, you summed it up perfectly.
yeah, so but people really need to go listen to that. But
Although you are missing out one major factor:
okay,
the wheelchair.
the wheelchair. That's right. But you were. I'm gonna say this wrong. From the neck down initially, but now you have use of your arms, right?
No, that's bang on.
Okay.
I was quadriplegic and now I'm only paraplegic.
Okay. Yeah, I'm a half head. I'm like quadrupare. Okay, yeah. And that's like brings us really to now and in the time since it was 2 years ago that we recorded that. So
I know. I got looking at that the other day and I was like, holy shit, that's some time ago.
man, it flew by and it didn't. When I looked at the date, I'm like, wow, that feels like a long time ago. But then in reference to like what the last 2 years have been like for me, it's like that went by fast. How have the last 2 years been for you, man?
Let's see. Well, I got married.
That's right. Congratulations. That's awesome, buddy.
Thank you. Let's see. The book is no longer in production, but you can still get ebooks. The book is also shit. Don't buy the book.
You're doing a rewrite, right?
Slowly.
Okay.
I'm about halfway through now.
Okay.
And I started rewriting it, I think, about 6 months ago. And it's not so much that I'm like, oh, this is easy. Everything's already there. No, I'm like just stripping it apart word by word, like rewriting all of it and taking a lot more time. My parents got to me the actual timelines of everything. And it turns out it was way off in certain things and bang on in other things. So now I'm stuck in this place where it's like, okay, was I looking to do an actual biography where it's this is what happened on this time, this date, this song, this lasted, or am I looking to do it from my standpoint? Am I looking to tell my side of everything?
I thought it was good, man. I thought the book was good. Like it told the story. It kind of put you in your shoes as best I think as you could. Like, because that was your first book, right? Like that's.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah.
And it was an accident and written over 5 days.
I think it was fine, man. But I think it's also interesting that you would rewrite it because it's like a band where you want to improve, right? And you can look at old records and be like, oh, like we've grown since then. So that's cool that you... Are you going to like reprint it? Because you printed the first one, right? The first one got printed. Is that the plan?
I would love to. I don't have the $4,000 that would be required to do so. So I'm not going to.
So was it a self-published? Like you paid for the printing of that?
Yeah.
Okay. How many copies does that give you?
That gave me as many as could be ordered. I think I sold just over 100 copies in the end. Okay. Which, me personally, considering I did no advertising minimal advertising around it, and most of it was word of mouth, I was super proud.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. DIY, bro.
You follow me in music. You know that my bands... we made a lot of noise and we didn't sell shit. So
it's the DIY way, man.
I've never sold 100 copies of anything I've ever done before. So the very fact that I even hit near that mark, I'm beyond ecstatic.
Hell yeah, man. Yeah. So the last 2 years have been writing, honing your craft. You're doing this rewrite now. You got married. But I guess, like, yeah, I don't know, like, personally, how you been feeling? Like, is any improvement, or has it been, like, just the same? Like, I don't know, man.
It's been strange. It kind of made this realization, because I was asked by a doctor a year and a half ago now. So just after an interview where he was like, so what part of your spine was actually affected by can you say it? What I had?
The viral, I tried in the intro, meningoencephalitis.
Close enough. You know what? We'll take it. I won't even correct you. Viral meningoencephalitis.
God damn, that's hard to say.
So he, asked, what part of your spine was actually affected? I'm like, well, actually, my brainstem. And he's like, so that's actually brain damage. I'm like, I guess it is. It's just something I never thought of. And then I don't know if you heard, but now I'm epileptic. Like, it's been diagnosed, I'm epileptic.
I did hear that in the last interview that you recently did.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah. Okay, so does that mean just you have to be aware of flashing lights, or, like, what does that all entail?
I'm still kind of learning.
Yeah. Huh.
Like, flashing lights, interesting conversation I had with the guy. Again, everything like I've always done. Sorry, my cat's being an asshole. Let me
It's
spray
okay.
him with water. Get down, you crap. So I was talking to this guy. He works for my neurologist, and he was doing an EEG. No, an EEG. That's it. Electro something 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 something.
Okay.
And what it was, he was actually flashing light on certain regions of or flashing electricity through certain regions of my brain, seeing how they react, and that's how they diagnosed me with epilepsy and blah blah blah.
Okay.
And I kind of panicked at one point. I looked at him like, I could see flashing lights.
Huh.
Won't that induce a seizure if I am in fact epileptic? And it's like, common misconception. It's actually the stimulus and flashing lights don't inherently set off epilepsy, but they do trigger that part of the brain that it gets overstimulated, and therefore you go into a seizure.
Interesting. Have you had any
So
seizures then since?
Plenty.
Huh.
Scores even. Millions. No, I've had a couple.
Okay. And that's directly those are epileptic seizures?
Oh god, yeah.
Yeah.
So much fun.
Well, it's a problem. Yeah, it's navigating. Fuck, it really like. There's a lot of stuff I want to talk about, but I don't want to harp too much on like, the illness or anything. But yeah, even in writing, you're navigating this new chapter, and literally like this new chapter of your life. But you're navigating, man. Like shit. It's with more information. Like you just do what you can with the information you're given, right? You feel okay though, right? You look okay right now. Like. We're not hanging, but we are kind of hanging, I guess. Cyberly.
Yeah, cyberspace, bro.
What the fucking A? This is a total random thought. I saw this post, like some young person on Twitter was like, Twitter needs to have embedded music on their site, and then someone replied like, oh shit, we hit the age of people not remembering what MySpace is. It's like very true.
Oh, MySpace. Fighting over people's top 8s and figuring out the HTML for your background of a flash when people come in.
Top 8s, man.
Thank God it wasn't epileptic then.
Oh, fuck. Fuck. MySpace would have fucked you right up. Oh, man.
Just click on this little what?
Yeah.
And then...
But here's a question about like writing. How do you grow as a writer? The last guest I had on, he was like, he's a vocalist, and I asked him the question, like, how do you, because you're writing stuff down. I don't really write anymore. How have you approached it? I was like, how am I going to get better? Just reading back, I saw someone edited like something. Like, how do you craft your craft?
Be yelled at a lot about being like shit? No, that's not the right way. Don't worry so much about sucking. It's a lot like drumming, actually. Like you do something, you do it wrong. You know you're doing it wrong. And you can hear that it's wrong, and the rhythm is kind of off, and the syncopation doesn't match up, things like that. So you just keep cracking away at it, and then one day you get it. It just kind of clicks.
So
that's... Sorry?
No, go ahead. I do this. I cut people
No,
off.
I was going to say that's kind of how I have come into writing. I wouldn't say I'm by any stretch of the imagination good. I'm just kind of doing it, and I keep doing it, and what I'm releasing on the 1st of February on wheelchairhero.com. To anyone listening out here, wheelchairhero.com. wheelchairhero.com. Anyway, so this
10-minute
piece
loop
that I have coming out called Martha, it was kind of given to me as somebody was like, hey, so I'll give you, I think it was $8 a month, and I want a story with this and this and this included in it. And I went, challenge accepted. So I sat down and just wrote, and I think it was one of the best pieces that I've ever come up with. I can see so many flaws in it, so many faults, and I'm going to release it anyway. Just roll with it.
Were you, there's like a fearlessness in that statement. Were you as fearless before the sickness, or are you more fearless now after? Because you kind of were, as like you playing shows, there's a fearlessness that has to go with like putting yourself out there as a musician, but what do you think?
That's a good question. I know you're probably going to just have like some sort of still image over this, but you can see the pun in my
No,
face.
I can see you. People can't see you, but
that's a very good question.
Oh, maybe we can come back to it or something.
I would say I'm a different kind of fearless. Like before, it was a lot more of the, well, I'm not dead, so let's do it. Where now it's more like, well, I'm going to die, so let's see what happens. I think that would be an adequate way of describing it.
This new piece coming out. Well, I guess I could say that. So that's a Patreon thing, right? You have a Patreon. Was this part of that? Like someone's donating, so.
Yeah, somebody's donating. Like I said, it's about $8 a month, and from there you can give me just aspects of a story, certain things that you want included. Kind of came up with that because this person gave me, like I said, $8, and I was like, I don't know you well enough because I always had the $2, and I'll write like a quick little biography about how we met and we were like best friends and shit. And I just went, I can't write one of those for you, but I don't feel justified in writing just schlock and bullshit. So give me a couple points and I'll see what I can do.
Okay, cool.
And so it's just like make it sci-fi but not horror, include dragons. I went, challenge accepted. Wait, not horror? Wait, fuck you. That was fun.
The fuck was I gonna say? Oh yeah. So like your blog and like repetition and doing things over and over and like, do you write every day? Do you take like, I'm taking 5 minutes a day and I'm writing even if it's nothing? Like how often are you writing?
I write a lot. The thing is that I'll usually write something and then spend the next 4 or 5 days rewriting it and working it over and editing and shit like that. But as far as the actual writing process goes, I'll sit down for about 4 hours in one day and just write. And I might get one blog post out of it. I might get 4 or 5 blog posts out of it. But the next few subsequent whatevers are just spent editing and fixing it up and making it look pretty. And I mean, in doing the blog, I'm also working on HTML and things like that. So I'm able to mess with the aesthetic, if you will, of the actual piece.
Okay, cool.
So it's not as interesting, I guess you could say.
Well,
it's not as artistic.
Well, I think it's like back behind the scenes type of shit. Like the hours that you put in to write, no one's ever going to see that type of stuff, and it's more of a discipline. It's more about discipline than about how interesting it is, because it's hard to stick to anything like over and over and over again. And you wrote the book, you got your blog, you're doing more stuff. Like it's like centered around writing. It takes, I don't like, you must recognize that it's probably hard some days to want to do it or maybe not.
No, it's a double-edged sword. Yes, it does. Like there are parts of it where I'm like, what am I doing? I'm just writing for myself, basically. I have like no one who gives a shit. But at the same time, you have to remember this is my job. This is what I do professionally. Well, professionally, air quotes.
Yeah. I'm a professional drummer.
Yeah, that's sort of like it. Where it's just like, yes, I love it and I love what I'm doing. But without people's support financially and without my everybody around me just being like, what are you doing with your life? And I'm like, well, I'm trying to write.
I hear you, man.
I am Arthur.
I'm an artist.
Yeah.
What?
I do the arts.
Yeah. I hear you, man. It's do you feel cuz it's like a band. Do you feel like it's all for naught sometimes? Cuz I've been in those shoes where it's even with the podcast where it's like, man, why am I even doing this endeavor? Like nobody fucking cares. Do you get into those cycles?
Yes and no. There are some days where I look up and I'm like, I literally just wrote for 6 hours and what people are going to see is 10 minutes of reading. And they're going to go, well, that was fun. Carry on with their life. And I will have absolutely nothing to show for it at the end of the day. But another part of me is like, if I don't do this, I'm going to explode.
It's more of a necessity.
I think we discussed it last time where this is my creative outlet where I used to be drums and music and things like that. Now it's writing. And it's all I got left. That's all I can do. And I love it. Genuinely love it.
That's awesome,
Thank
man.
God.
Yeah.
Thank God. Man. Otherwise, I'd probably kill everyone.
What is your relationship with music now? Because I know you had that electronic kit and stuff. Is it like you're like just next chapter of life, like, or I don't know. Do you? Because I was looking on your blog and it's like, you kind of mentioned like I'm not really tapped into music. It almost seemed like that was what you were saying. Like you were talking about movies and shit you watched, but I don't know.
It's changed. My relationship with music has changed. Let's put it as delicately as I can. I find myself delving a lot further into the stuff of the past. Like I'm listening to more Doom Makes I Think, the Do's, Distillers, Old Disturbed, The End, stuff like that, where their albums that came out within the last decade, most of them anyway. But I'm not really broadening my horizon as far as what's coming out, not because I don't want to, just because I don't really have the same access I used to have.
Mm-hmm.
And as far as me playing music goes, I don't even have much of a care to do it right now.
Man, it's so important though that I think everyone could benefit from a thing, writing, running, fucking knitting, any sort of thing, something that like
absolutely
makes your brain work.
Like, I don't know if you ever saw the website I was affiliated with, Mind the Music Toronto.
I don't think I saw that. Mind the Music?
Yeah, it's long defunct and you can't find the website anymore. It was my friend Katie Maz and I. And she wanted a platform to display her photography. And she took some amazing photos. And it was all the punk and metal scene. And it was just so much fun. And through that, I got to meet like Lisa Loeb. And,
oh, wow. Is she cool?
Yeah. Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
For Lisa
Loeb?
I mean,
I asked her, what are you doing with music these days? And she's like, well, I'm really delving into the punk scene. And I'm like, really? Lisa Loeb, I'm not expecting that from you. What do you mean? And she's like, well, I'm working with the guys at Good Charlotte.
Oh, okay. So you're like, I see. That punk.
Yeah,
the punk that makes money.
It's so hard. It's so hard to be someone who's not the person who worked in the music store for 10 years and played in punk and alternative bands forever. And like, I don't have opinions on that. I love Charlotte's.
You're a good dude to like not be like, that's fucking garbage. Get the fuck out of here.
At the same time, I'm like, it's Lisa Loeb. I fucking worshipped you for fucking forever. She was independent for so fucking long, just doing all stuff herself. And like, yeah, she's with the label because she wants to be.
Yeah.
It makes it easier to release stuff. Like, that is the dream. She lived the musician's dream. So she's allowed to listen to bad music and
yeah, she gets a pass. So you were with this site with your buddy.
With Katie Maz.
Yes.
I'm sure you met her.
I'm terrible with faces and names. Yeah, I probably have. I'm really fucking bad. Hey man, how's it going? Like, yeah.
Hey buddy,
we'll get back.
How you doing, friend?
There's this lady that I see a lot around Cambridge because she has a little kid that's the same age as my son, and they're like, I always see her all the fucking time, and I don't. She's told me her name like 5 times, and today we had this like kid thing at school, and me and Viv, and my wife hasn't met her. I'm like, oh, this is my wife Viv, and just totally blanked. Like, I have spent tons of time with you, and I don't remember your name. That's me in a nutshell. Anyways, great story.
No, the worst is I'm in this shitty apartment in Burlington right now, and I'll be in the elevator with somebody, and they're like, Jay, how you doing? I'm like, how you doing, friend?
Yeah.
What's up, buddy?
What's up, pal? I totally fucking took this totally off topic. But what were we talking about? We were talking about Lisa Loeb, and before that, the defunct website. But why were we talking about the website?
Art. And how we need art.
Yes, that's
of some form.
That's right. There you go. Yeah, everyone could benefit from something, and it's great that you have writing, that you can do it, because it is, do you do it? Do you pen? You probably just type, right?
No. Have you ever tried to read my writing?
No.
Did I tell you that story about me in rehab?
I don't know if you have. If
with the writing?
Maybe tell me again.
So they have these two kinds of therapies. Well, they have multiple kinds of therapies, but the two main ones are physical therapy and occupational therapy. Physical therapy or physio is more strengthening and hard reflexes. Sorry, my wife is describing it way better than I ever could in the background.
Hello, wife.
Hello.
How's it going?
Good, how are you?
Good.
My name's Natasha, by the way.
Natasha, hey, I'm Steve.
Nice to meet you, Steve.
Nice to meet you too.
Anyway, occupational. I'm gonna get hit for that later.
A sock comes
Occupational
flying
therapy,
across the room.
right?
Yeah.
Occupational therapy is dealing with fine motor skills and things like that. So,
Okay.
Working with your fingers and like writing and speech therapy is a different thing. It gets really convoluted and confusing talking about it really fast as I'm doing right now. Anyway, so one thing they had me do in occupational therapy was write a note to my mom.
Okay.
And they're like, let's see how you do with your sentence forming and things like that. And I'm writing this note and I'm just thinking it's the best I've ever written, and my handwriting actually looks somewhat legible and it looks really decent. This nurse amongst them was just like, wow, whatever happened? You really fucked up your ability to write.
No, she didn't say that.
Yeah.
Wow. What? Was she on drugs?
No, she was being honest.
Holy fuck. Is that encouraged? Because that's fucking brutal. Jeez.
Do you know what? It was one of the first moments in Hamilton where I just had to stop and laugh at myself hard because I was just like,
fucking Christ.
Perfect.
There's a
it's
few.
one of those things.
You go ahead, buddy.
No, I was gonna say it's one of those things you hear in a movie or see in a TV show, and you go, "That is funny as shit," but it actually happened.
Oh man, feels like a Seinfeld sort of skit or something.
Yeah.
Oh, the hell, yeah. With writing though, so even with the website, I don't know. It's pretty hipster to be like writing things down, and like I shouldn't even say that, but I don't do a ton of writing, but I can understand that it's probably just boom, 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 boom. What do you use a certain program? Do you use TextEdit, or do you have like Word documents, or
no?
Is there a certain program you use, or what do you use then?
No.
MySpace.
No, I wish. No, I do not wish. It would be cheaper. So right now I have an account through WordPress.
Oh, okay, Word. So you just, you write right in there.
Yeah, it's just straight up text. And I just go from there. They do allow a little bit of HTML editing. So if I want to change the way paragraphs look, change fonts here and there, add special characters, whatever I feel like, I can do all that through their HTML editor.
Word.
But for the most part, I just kind of open up the new fresh document and go.
Word. In regards to the blog, just kind of looking through it, there's something I think it was a very vulnerable, open sort of post about being like self-doubt and having like self-loathing. And that kind of can go into this topic that I've been thinking of recently about self-love and how important that is, but how hard that is to achieve. And kind of in like talking about the post that you put, it was kind of like, almost like, am I crazy to think like this? But I was reading that and I was thinking like, man, that's exactly how I think. There's tons of, it seems, I don't know, we could take a poll, but maybe creative-ish people, like I don't want to say I'm more than I am, but it's part of the process. I think that's how you get better. You have to kind of like never be happy with what you're doing because it pushes you to keep doing it. I think that might be a part of it. But what do you think? I don't know. Like, did you kind of get any closure with that post from anybody, or was it an open-ended thing?
I would just like to take a moment to really applaud myself for not making a bunch of masturbation jokes and insight into what
I was thinking the same thing, man.
Oh, thank God. Not alone in that. As far as feedback I've gotten from that post, ironically, so I made that post and as you can probably assume from what I've been talking about with me doing, all I do is my job is writing and shit like that. I have a lot of time to surf around the internet and I spend a lot of my time on YouTube. And I follow a lot of psychology, philosophy, and things like that because for some reason I'm just finding that really fascinating right now.
For sure.
And so I wrote that post out and I put it out to the ether and see what people react with, which no one really had much to say. There's one person who wrote this fantastic thing talking about how everybody in his band actually was talking about that the other day. And as he was writing, or like as I was reading that, I overheard the thing I was watching in the background was talking about self-doubt and empathy and things like that. And I realized that everyone was bringing up this topic right as I was bringing up this topic. And I caught this wave and I was just like, that is so weird.
Did it make you feel like more at peace with it? I think it's a natural thing for a creator to have self-doubt and self-loathing. I don't know if that's healthy. Like, I definitely try not to do that myself, but
once you give it a try, it's great. We have t-shirts being made in the mail. No, it's
team self-loathing.
Woohoo! No, it's really strange because as a musician in the past, and I'm sure you can totally associate with this in some level. That's not the right wording, but you know what I mean. Where you look at everything you do as a persona in the band that you're in and see how that would affect your image. As shallow and stupid as it sounds, it really does come down to a certain extent being the image and the self that you're trying to portray and things like that. But where I was coming out more with that piece that I wrote, I was more completely gobsmacked with everybody's recollection of me. And that's what I was faced with on that day in particular, where I just went back and reread all these posts on social media sites, and this was going over the old stuff that my parents had, and it was mixed in with like a bunch of notes to look by friends and things like that. And I was totally overwhelmed by this person that everyone thought I was. And I'm not saying that I'm not that person, but I know the horrible things that I've done. And I'm not saying that being self-deprecating. I'm saying that being honest. Like, no one is great. No one is fantastic. As we all say we're great and fantastic, and we all put on this facade that we are. Everything we do is exactly what we intended to, but we all fuck up. We all do something stupid. Some of us more than most. Me more than most. But, like, that was more the point of what I was trying to get at. Whereas more like this.
I think it's just in reference. So I remember, I don't know, maybe we talked about this or not, but I remember hearing that it's like, man, Jason's like might not be here in a short amount of time, basically. And so I'm sure people were writing posts like as if you weren't here, right?
Yeah.
So that's such a crazy look back at like, yeah, that moment that people, for sure, like, real talk, man. If in that moment, it's like, of course, the best parts of a person are gonna come because that's what, you know, is gonna define you. But as far as I'm understanding, like, are you having trouble with, like, is that who I actually am? These people's perception of me at that time?
Yeah.
Huh.
That's what I was getting at. Whereas it's like, am I everything you say I am? Or am I actually this horrible beast that just portrays this excellent person? Or does that excellent person even exist in the beast form? Like,
well,
what are you talking about?
It's like you said, the reality of it is there's nobody, it's not black and white. No one's good or just bad or a total mix of everything. But yeah, I was trying to put myself in those shoes and to look back and to really even to read and thinking now, to analyze myself right now, to be like, am I the person that my friends think I am? That's a really hard question to answer, because I'm doing me and you're doing you, but we're never gonna know what that perception is of me to you and of you to me. It's
Exactly.
impossible.
And the other big question is, do you want to be the person that everybody says you are? Because then you come into the standpoint of like, okay, so everybody thinks that I'm like this friendly, happy person all the time, but is that who you truly want to be? Or do you want to be that stoic person that sits there and spouts nothing but fantastic facts about everything? Do you want to be seen as the nihilist who absolutely hates the world, or do you want to be seen as the person who takes pride in everything that they do? Like,
wow, I wonder, without people's feedback and like you bouncing yourself off of other people, if that didn't exist, what version of yourself would actually be there? Because absolutely, almost every action you do is based on someone seeing it or knowing it, or if I'm at work, like as simple as I don't know, the shirt I'm wearing, is this an offensive shirt? It's like, well, I made that decision for someone else. Like how much of what I'm doing, although it's my actions, is affected by other people's expectations or other people's thoughts,
assumptions.
Yeah, it's actually fucking crazy now that I'm thinking about who actually knows who they really are. Maybe who does, man? How could you reach that level of being like, this is exactly who I am?
Takes a level of confidence I do not have. Not even confidence. Don't want to say arrogance, but I don't know how else to describe it.
Arrogance,
like this level of just self-knowing.
It must be like a peace, man. It must be just like, this is who I am, and like fucking, I'm okay with that.
Yeah,
I guess.
Yeah.
It might tie back into that, like that self-love of. That's why I think it's hard, because you're, like whatever you are, it's like, how do you be okay with that? Because it's not this. It's not like this elevated thing. It's no, because everyone will elevate you, even in your own mind. But I try to do that. At least with my drumming. I try to like not hate myself for how I play. Because there are times where I'll like watch a video or just listen to something, and it's like, that was whack, that sucked, and all this like self-doubt and self-loathing.
Well, I got watching back old videos of like Kevo and I. We did this set at Kevin 13 downtown Cambridge, if you remember that venue at all.
Yeah.
And it was just him and I, and he was on acoustic guitar, and we were doing live Sock of the Body stuff as well as some all cut up stuff. And so I was watching this back, and I was like, hey, this is pretty cool. And I almost sent him, hey, do you mind if I post this somewhere? And then something fucked up. And my drumming went right off beat. And I was like, this sucks. This is horrible. In hindsight and in honesty, it's probably not all that bad. But I could hear it. I knew it was wrong. And it was fucking terrible for the minute or 5 or 10. For a little bit anyway. It was just like, I'm going to... Anyway,
but you know what? Who like I've done the same thing where I'm like, I'm not gonna post that because exact same thing where it's like, my playing is kind of shitty. I don't want to post that, but maybe I should have, or maybe you should have, because it is like sort of a peace with yourself in that moment. Like, that's what I did. That's what I was. I'm not fucking Benny Greb or some, I don't know. I'm trying to pull some fucking really good drummer off my ass, which I can't, but
Danny Carey.
Yeah,
I'm done.
Sure,
that's the only drummer I really know. So
I'm one of those, like, I have buddies who are really amazing, fantastic, like clinician drummers, and I'll hang, but I can't talk the talk. They're like, have you watched this DVD or this? It's like, no, man, I didn't.
Yeah,
I did zero studying. I'm a fucking total poser. But self-love is super hard. I think that's the whole kind of what we're getting to, and to get to that point of peace with yourself and like, this is just who I am. Other people's version of you is their version to have, but man, it's almost like a lifelong journey to be at peace with yourself. I'm not there.
I almost don't want to be. Because I feel like if I'm at peace and totally comfortable with everything I'm doing, I'm no longer trying to make a better me.
Word. For sure, man.
I could be horribly arrogant in saying that, but that's the way I'm feeling right now.
Well, I feel like if right now I was just like, I'm done. This is what I'm doing. This is who I am. It's almost like a finish line, but there's still hopefully like many years left to... Yeah, I wonder. Man, I feel like we just hit a bong or something. We're like going deep. Fucking
dude, I'm like so fried right now.
Yeah.
Get chips?
Yeah, fuck, man. But yeah, like shit. This for yourself, what else do you want to do writing wise? More books, more publications in magazines? I don't know. I'm not a writer. I don't even know what all those doors open to.
Dude, I don't fucking know.
Just keep
I would
at
love
it.
to get I would love to get a publicist. I would love to be in a publishing setup. I would love to be published, and I would love to do interviews and meetups and all that kind of crap. But I don't even know where to start. So I'm just gonna keep writing and keep doing it and hope that everybody likes what I do.
Is there a community, an online community of people who experienced what you experienced that is like a channel for stuff like this?
Yes and no.
Wasn't it crazy
Like
rare
this-
what happened to you?
Yeah. No, I think we talked about that last time. Where, according to my reading, which could be horribly wrong, but according to what I read, there's only been 3 people in all of history that have survived viral meningoencephalitis, and I'm number 3.
Fucking Christ, dude.
Yeah.
But that's funny. Like there's a hashtag I see, like the cripple punk. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Is there a big community of people like that you can find an audience in or solace in, or I don't know.
Cripple punk is an interesting community, actually, because what it is, it's kind of the people who refuse to let their physical or mental disability hinder their life in any way. So from that standpoint, that's why I use that hashtag myself and pretty much any online forum that I go on, because I know there are some people who can at least view what I'm doing from that standpoint, where it's, yeah, they're disabled, but that doesn't matter in this context. And so that is something I'm trying to latch onto as far as other things I can get from that community. I haven't delved far enough into it. I want to, I keep intending to, and I get so far in, and then I get distracted by the cat.
I would think, well, I just know on my end that I love that you're writing. I love that you're still being creative, because I feel like that is, you're putting something out there in the world that wasn't there, that didn't exist, and people will take it and might be inspired to write something or might feel something. It's like this weird voodoo that happens with art, with a picture or writing or music. And I don't know, like what you endured, and with that fact that you're still being creative, not to say like I know what's happening, like I know there's a market for it, but for me at least, it's like it's inspiring for me. And you know, I'm just a chud in Cambridge, you know, like I can't really identify with what you experienced, but for sure, like a hashtag like cripple punk or something, there are people who could, like, I don't know, even on that, like, even for me to say cripple punk, it feels like, oh, I shouldn't say that.
That's one of them there racist words. No, it's see, okay, what am I trying to say? That is probably the most entertaining part of this entire situation for me. I'm in a wheelchair. I have brain damage. I'm physically disabled. I cannot make jokes about people who are physically disabled, have brain damage, and I do not have to feel bad about it, because I'm just like, who am I going to offend? Me?
Yeah, come at me.
I know that's not very fair for me to say, and there are some people even I would not dare to make fun of in any way. And it makes me sound like an arrogant fuck as I'm saying it. So what the hell am I saying? But anyway.
No, well, I think just on the topic of cripple punk itself, like the community embracing that, it's literally that, a community of people who, it's like anyone who either whatever pocket of life that experienced something together or shared something together or liked something together. Like, it's more about, I think, not feeling alone.
Yeah.
Do you feel?
No, absolutely.
Do you feel like that sometimes or no?
Yes and no.
It's kind of a heavy question. Like, Jesus, now I'm like, fuck.
It's
Jesus.
No, it's the real thing for me to adapt to again. Sorry to keep, if I'm fucking this on to keep backing up and going forward. The real thing I had a hard time adapting to was like I don't know if you knew that about me, but I was incredibly social before. Like I would be out till 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning, like every single morning.
Word.
That's just what I did. I was never alone. I was always doing something. Spending most of my time alone.
Oh, this is that Wi-Fi issue I was talking about. Hold up, I'm gonna hit pause. Oh, you there?
Yeah.
Okay. The Wi-Fi. Sorry, but so that changed for sure. You're not out till 4 getting shit-faced. You could be, I guess, but that'd be pretty insane.
Well, I never drank before.
You never drank before?
No.
Oh, shit.
I drink more now than I ever did in the past.
Oh, word.
And I have a beer a week, maybe every 2 weeks.
I tried to stop, but I have about a beer. It's hard to say. Sometimes I have a beer a night or not. But you know what? Honestly, man, how old are you now?
30.
30.
I turned 30 in November.
Hey, happy late birthday. But
thank you.
I'm less myself. I'm well. I just get more tired, and I'm also just I don't know, not about that. It'd be weird, man. I think to be out till 4 at my age, like with who? I don't know. Maybe I have buddies like that, but there's a real peace, I think, to like going to bed at 9 o'clock.
Yeah. No, there's something to be said. A little while ago, actually, back in September, my aunt passed away after a long fight with cancer, COPD, and several other illnesses and things like that. And it was horrible.
Sorry to hear.
No, thank you. But I mean, there's not much to say about it other than that she lived an incredible life. She was an incredible human being, and she unfortunately passed away.
Okay.
And so, funeral was in Burlington, and I went with my parents. They have a farm in Verona, Ontario.
Okay.
Which was incredibly peaceful. It's about an hour, give or take, without anyone in any direction, just where their house is.
Okay.
So when it hit sundown at it's September, so what is that, 7, 8 o'clock at night?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, they don't have internet there because they don't live there. They own the second property. They're going to move there when they retire, which should be next year.
Okay.
But it's just this wide open space, and 8 o'clock hits, it's dark. There's no cable, there's no internet, there's nothing. You just go to bed. So I did. And then the sun rose at 7 or something, and I woke up.
Nice.
Because there's no reason for me to be asleep for any other time or period, and there's no reason for me to be awake.
I think I would like to do that more, to get up. Well, to get up earlier, go to sleep earlier. There was a really good Joe Rogan podcast episode with this sleep expert. No, expert, I don't know, quote unquote, but I think this guy's legit, and really highlighted how fucking terrible everyone's sleep patterns are, and how it's almost like an epidemic. This guy was very adamant in talking about how everyone's sleep schedule is totally fucked, and it really made me think. It's hard to do. It's hard to get proper sleep, but I don't know. I'm veering off here on a tangent. I'm just kind of, my thoughts are straying.
What's that? What's a tangent?
Let's get back to fucking this next month. Martha is coming out. It's kind of like we're gonna start to close off here. I do these about this long.
Yeah, of course.
But so is it a short story, or is it? It's not a novel. It's nothing crazy long, right? Or is it? No,
I started a new sin publishing this year. Okay. And what I'm doing is just short stories every couple of months. I think right now I'm rushing them out every 2 months. And so they don't have an ending, really, most of them. Not because I can't think of an ending, just because that's the way that goes into personal philosophy and all that bullshit. And you just said wrapping up, so I'm not going to go into all that. But it is just a short story. And it does actually have a beginning, middle, and end for anybody listening in. Fuck you. I know what I'm doing. It's good. Read it.
Is it, so the I don't want to I read some of it, or all of it. What you sent me, is that all of it, or is that a piece of it?
That's all of it.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay. It was cool. It was, because your book is an autobiography.
Yes.
without giving away anything, it's not that. It's not like
It's a sci-fi film.
yeah, it's an interesting, short, little, almost like a thought experiment, I guess. But
A vignette, if you will.
yeah, it's really cool, man. So is that going to be a PDF, or how does that get released? Because this will come up and people can maybe check it out. Like, how do people check it out?
Just on the website. I just have it posted in raw HTML.
Okay.
It just comes up as like what on any other website.
And if you're a Patreon supporter, you get it earlier or no?
You get it. I'm hoping with every release 2 to 3 weeks early.
Word. Okay. And are you excited about this release? Because I saw on the website there's obviously you're excited, but the like what's the word I'm trying to say? Not the schedule, but the outline. But this is coming out in February. But do you have a bunch of other things lined up on the go, or is it depending on like Patreon and shit like that?
I do have another one lined up for the future. That'll probably be April, I think, is when I have that one slated. With that said, I like the premise that I have going into it. There are things that I want to work on with that one, so I might tinker a little bit later and release in May. I'm hoping I don't release in May. I want to release in April.
Okay.
I don't know if you read. I just picked up an editor, a friend of mine.
Oh, is it the one who edited the Martha?
Yes.
Okay.
Luca.
Okay.
Her and I have been friends for fucking ever.
Cool.
And so she just went through some personal stuff right now. So she's not getting back to me with edits as fast as I can. So I can't guarantee that I'm going to have another release coming up in April.
I see.
But I'm hoping I do. It's mostly written. Mostly. It's kind of crap. It's mostly written.
Are you going to expand on that Martha thing, or is that it? Because it's like I kind of would, like to read more. Or is that kind of the point? Like, just like, little sample and I'm out.
I have a lot of ideas for that one. So I'm kind of keeping it in a folder of ideas, and I have structure kind of lined out for that one. And I have a really interesting structure where I go backwards, and anybody listening who has read it will know what I'm kind of getting at. And anybody who wants to read it, I want to use that as an ending and then go backwards.
Okay.
And so that would be like chapter, let's say 6. Cool. And then the next chapter, chapter 5, and then 4, 3, 2, 1. And then so kind of go backwards in timeline. So I have this concept and I have ideas of how to expand it. But at the same time, if I never get around to it, if that's not in the cards, whatever, I'm just going to leave it at that. Because I'm really happy with the way it turned out. I'm really content with the way it turned out.
It's cool. It's super cool, man. Thank you. Man, let's close this off because I feel like we could keep going, but I definitely try to keep these, hour-ish. But usually I do the hip zine. Like last time, I don't remember what we did. Where I play music that the artist has been on, but I can't. Like, I'm not gonna play an audio book version of the book. I guess I could, but I don't know any tunes. I was looking back too, and I forgot that you guys recorded at the house at the Nutsack, the last All Cut Up thing. So I don't know how you feel about that or what you want to play. It's really your call, man.
Well, let's do that.
You want to do that?
Let's do it.
Cool.
If you got that on hand,
I'll have to put it in after the fact, but
no, I just mean like if you have those tracks at your disposal.
I will soon.
Pretty sure.
I wanted to do Self-Esteem because that was like on the first thing you guys put out, I think. No.
Yeah, that was the first one. Although personal preference.
Okay, yeah. What do you think?
Eat the Bill's good.
Okay, let me see.
It should be on that.
On the first one, or which one is that one on?
That's on the one I recorded at your place.
What song is it?
Eat the Bill's good.
Okay, yeah, okay. I was looking at the other name. I don't remember that at all. I don't remember you guys coming over. Was I in the house? I don't remember.
I honestly don't remember myself.
That was a long time ago, man. That was 12 years ago almost. Holy fuck.
Yeah, no, I was actually about to bring that up earlier. How fucked is it when you look back and you realize it's been 10 years since you released something?
Oh.
Is that fucked? I think that's fucked.
Well, I think more just like that 10 years has. I feel, man, like I just moved to Cambridge. I feel like I'm 20. I feel the same way, basically, that I did then. So to think like I'm 35 now and all this, that was a quick 15 years, man. That was a fast 15 years. Fuck.
Like the first all cut up thing that was released was the self-esteem demo, which is crap. Going back and listening to it, it was what it was. We're a bunch of kids and I produced the entire thing, and it turned out great for a bunch of 15-year-olds or whatever producing an album. That was 2005. Mm-hmm. So that means the first thing I recorded with that band was 2004.
Holy fuck, man. Oh man, it's insane. But it's great, man. Like these little connections we make, I talk about this a lot. They last a long time because it's very it's a tight-knit group of weird kids that are like, I have ideas, so do I. Here's my idea.
It's tight, but it's not. Like, we all have ideas, but we all have such different ideas. But they all kind of piggyback off each other, but they don't. It's bizarre.
It is.
I love the art scene in southwestern Ontario.
Oh man!
And I say southwestern Ontario because it's like Cambridge had a very distinct sound, but Guelph had a very distinct sound, and Ottawa had a very distinct sound. Like, you go to different places, you get the same like-minded people doing something incredibly different from each other.
You know who's still Disgust are still playing?
I know.
Insane.
I have so much respect for them.
Holy fuck, man. I saw Figs a little while ago, and it was like, hey, how's it going? And just very like, oh, good, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And I saw the twins, and it was a short little conversation. He was being a little weird. And then the next day he's like, man, I'm so sorry. I was super stoned. Like, I was freaking out. It's like, okay, that makes sense. Because you were being kind of weird.
They're still the same guys they've been for the last, 15, 20 years.
Yeah. Yeah, fuck, I love it, man. But okay, well, actually, let me put that in here. This is the Hibzine. This is All Cut Ups. Eat the Pills Kid, recorded at the Nutsack. It was released May 1st, 2007, so early 2007. I'm guessing you guys recorded it there.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, we recorded in March.
There you go. Crazy, man. Oh. I'll pass by that house every now and then and just be like, fucking, what a lifetime ago.
Yeah, I don't think I've passed by the house since we recorded that.
Oh, man. Anyways, I'll put that in right here. This is Eat the Pills Kid. That was Eat the Pills Kid by All Cut Up. But okay,
I'm sorry.
at this point, it's kind of, shout out social media stuff, man. So it's wheelchairhero.com, right?
Yep.
Okay. And that just links to everywhere, I think.
Yep. That links to everything. Or you can also go to patreon.com/BME. And that's the Patreon that helps me eat and feed my animals.
Word.
Because I have a couple animals.
/VME. Yeah, okay, VME.
Yes.
Cool. Okay. And yeah, everything's off of there. I don't know. Listen, man, it's good to see you. I know, like, we're not hanging, but it's great to hear you're still fucking writing and still doing it, man. You know, you guys it's gonna sound. I was gonna say you guys were cool kids, but I just love creators who still create, and especially in your case, you don't have to. You know, you choose to, and I think that's inspiring, and I think that's important for you and for other people too.
It's important that we all just keep doing our thing. Like, biggest shout out to Kevo. Like, he's still going livestock and bodies, and the political stuff he's been bringing up lately. It's been incredible to read, and just keeping up with that guy on social media. Like, he's doing some really incredible stuff.
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. It's a good little crew of people, man. I really feel fortunate. All these rad people around me. But I don't know, man. Shit. I don't know. I'll link you when this is up, and I'm excited to maybe read more on that Martha stuff. If not, hey, it's all good. It was great. I was happy to read it. Thanks for sending it.
I just hope everyone likes it as much as I enjoyed writing it. Because I had a lot of fun with that one. That was a good project.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
All right, buddy. I'm out of here. You be safe, okay?
Yeah, you too. Peace out, bro.
Yeah, good to see you, dude.
You too.
Peace. All right, sick. Yeah, crazy story. Really, if you haven't listened back to the other episode, or you can get his book. Man, I remember hearing it's like, man, like they're gonna pull the plug on Jason, basically, and it's like, what? I didn't even know he was sick, and it's kind of a legit miracle that he's still around, and it's beautiful. He's still writing, and I don't know if he's still listening, if he listens this far in episodes, if he listens back. But Jason, love you, dude. Glad we could do this. Let me shoot off the sponsors and close this off. But thank you guys for listening. Really, it's I was gonna say nice of you guys, but I definitely doubt myself a lot, and everyone does, and a lot of times with the show, it's kind of like, what am I doing? I don't know. It's not a selfish thing. I like talking, but it feels kind of weird to like record it, release it, but I appreciate listeners, man, and mostly my friends. Most appreciate my friends. Thank you for listening. If you're not my friend, I guess we are because you're listening. Anyways, let me close this off. Sponsors, heartbeathotsauce.com, the hot sauce company from Thunder Bay. Use promo code TakerWide5 for 5% off of your cart. Find where to buy it online. You can get it in stores across Canada and the States. A goddamn delicious hot sauce. IroncladGraphics.com, provide great merchandising. T-shirts, koozies, patches. They're in Kingston. They're competitive with their pricing. They ship coast to coast. Don't let the fact that they're in Kingston put you off. Been working with them for a long time. Kevin Rigo of Hefner Toyota out at 3121 King Street East. If you or someone you know is looking to buy a car, go see Kevin. I trust this guy. He's honest. He's legit. Just take my word. I guess that's all you guys can really do. DFA Tattoos in Montreal, 328 St. Catherine Nest, full of crazy talented artists, a clean place, a professional place. They sponsored the show, so go sponsor them and get tatted. Send your friends there. 328 St. Catherine Nest. Who am I forgetting? DapperBeardOil.com. Free shipping if you use promo code TakerWide. Free ship. I did Kevin already. I'm doing this off of memory. Dave Levitt Photography. If you need a photography, find him. DaveLevittPhotography.ca. Legit as hell, dude. He's been doing it for a long time, 10 plus years, and he's a pro. You know, he invests in his stuff, so he has good gear. He'll take good photos. And WellingtonBrewery.ca. for the beers out in Guelph. The Instagram page is Take Her Wide Podcast. Follow that if you guys can. The YouTube channel's there. I need like 100 subscribers before I get a decent URL. So just click subscribe. That's all you guys got to do. Just search Take Her Wide on YouTube, and episodes will pop up. And subscribe if you can. What else? Homepage, takeherwide.com. There's the newsletter. And honestly, guys, I don't really send the newsletter out all the time. I should. I can do a better job of it. I need to do a better job of it, but it's just a summary of the episode. It's the link, maybe a few videos regarding the artist, just an extra little bit of information on the episodes, even as just a reminder that it's out. Like, oh, this is the episode this week. And some of the sponsors have a few deals that you can only get if you sign up for the newsletter. So maybe a bit of incentive. And I think that's it, guys. Again, thank you so much. Thank you. I have shirts if you guys haven't heard. TakeHerWide.com. If you click on merch, if you go to TakeHerWide.BigCartel.com, designed by Shawnee, a.k.a. Wormzilla, printed by the Ironclad Graphics guys. And it's a good way to support the show and to show people that it's a show. I don't know. It's like a band thing. If you like a band, you buy the shirt. If you like this podcast, buy a shirt. That's it. That's it, guys. I'm rambling. It's late. I'm going to go to bed, but love you. Call your parents. Tell them you love them. Call your family. Tell them you love them. Your friends. I'll try to do the same. All love. Peace.